Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with My Hero Academia. Last time on My Hero Academia, we had One for All, where the people learned All Might's secret about his weakened form, and we had the final confrontation basically with All for One, and it was pretty crazy. Let's see, Endeavor showed up, and Edgeshot showed up. They all showed up to help All Might, and All Might, with the support of everyone, delivered the United States of Smash right onto All for One and knocked him the fuck out, and they arrested him. Unfortunately, though, we believe that this is it for All Might and One for All. He has expended all his residual power, and he's done. He no longer has One for All. So yeah, it is all left to Midoriya. Midoriya, if you remember, who can only use about 5% of the fucking thing. So he's gonna have to really... He's really gonna have to start making some progress soon on that. But yeah. So... it was insane, man. It was a brilliant, amazing, beautiful episode, and it'll be interesting to see where we are going this episode. Like always, if you want to watch my reaction to this episode of My Hero Academia, you're going to have to head down in the description or to the pinned comment, and that will take you to the reaction. You go, you watch it just like a normal reaction. You hopefully have a good time. When you're done with that, you can pop right back over here for the discussion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of My Hero Academia. Here we go. I'm going to go back real quick and sort of rewatch that last scene with All Might and the Midoriyas.
At UA or not, I swear it!
Young Midoriya. You are not just an aspiring hero following in my footsteps. You are on your own path toward greatness. As your teacher, I must walk beside you.
I'm afraid I haven't been upfront, ma'am. Please allow me to try again. I believe that young Izuku is the right person to succeed me. That is, he is my choice to become the world's next symbol of peace.
Hold on. What are you saying, All Might? What is this?
It's an apology. As the one who held that title, I allowed myself to remain his hero rather than giving my all as his teacher. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now,
As a UA teacher, I implore you
get
to
it.
forgive my past weakness. It's true that my path has been filled with blood. But that is what makes me the right person to help him find his own way. Free of the mistakes that I made as a young hero.
Don't do this, All Might.
He never gives up. Even when things seem impossible. Do you think I can be a hero too?
The heroes at UA know that things can't continue as they've been. We're committed to ensuring the safety of our students from here on out. It's our top priority. Look not at the current UA, but toward the future. Will you allow me to devote myself to young Izuku? Together we will go beyond. I will lift him up. And I will protect your son, even if it costs me my life.
Are you okay?
I can't. I mean... You are Izuku's reason for living. It's not that I hate you or UA. It's just... I want Izuku to be safe and happy. All Might, don't give up your life. He needs you to protect him, raise him. If you can promise me you'll do that, then he can return to UA.
okay. Sorry. Sometimes you need to watch a scene a couple times just so you can understand it. So, just so you can really take it all in. So, okay. I think what I originally missed was him saying, I was his hero, but I wasn't his teacher. Very true. That's very true, that All Might has been, even after giving up, after giving One for All to Izuku, he was still his hero and not his teacher. And that is that I almost feel like is most evident with Full Cowling, because that is not something that All Might taught him. That is what Gran Torino taught him. All Might, Gran Torino said back in Season 2, he's not training you right. And that is true. All Might has not been a teacher, He's just been a hero. He hasn't been... Well, yeah, I don't know. I was going to reference like 8 other anime, but only one popped into my head, and so I just sort of bailed on it. But yes, he wasn't the mentor, He wasn't Baron Zeppeli. He was Caesar Zeppeli. There is a difference. Granted, not that... I'm trying to make a JoJo reference. Because I have realized that I've been using a few too many Dragon Ball references, so I'm changing things up. JoJo. Whereas Caesar didn't teach jack shit to Joseph, Baron Zeppeli taught Jonathan. And that is the difference here. That is the difference here. Or, at the very, you could even say, he's been Caesar, but he hasn't been Lisa Lisa. We could say that, too. There. I gave you a JoJo reference. But yes, he has always been Izuku's hero, but now he is retired. He has completely retired from being a hero, and now he is going to devote himself solely to being Izuku's teacher in order so that he can truly master One for All, So that's interesting. And now, granted, you have to remember, how long has it been since Midoriya started at UA? Okay, maybe we could be a bit more generous for how long it's been since he passed on One for All to Midoriya. I'm going to say 6 months. I think it's only been 6 months, honestly. Because I believe it was in February when... That's when the entrance exam was, and he passed on One for All to Midoriya. Then started, and it's only been 1 semester at UA. 1 semester at UA. Plus, we'll say about, I think it's only been a week, since the end of the first semester. So, in that 6 months since he passed on One for All, he's completely lost it. And in those 6 months, he has not been... In those 6 months, he has not been Midoriya's teacher. Now, you have to think, before that, the 10 months that Midoriya was training, I guess not really a teacher, because he wasn't teaching him how to use One for All, but he was training him, So, I would have to assume that, during the day, while Midoriya was at school, All Might was doing his hero stuff. Then, after school, the two of them would train, So, All Might was his hero and his trainer, but then he was just his trainer. And he really wasn't teaching. Despite being his teacher at UA, he really wasn't teaching him anything. And it wasn't, he was saying like, oh, well, just try to hold back. It's like that was his best advice, was just try to hold back. And Midoriya, thankfully was able to sometimes hold himself back, like if he was hitting a person, he was able to hold himself back. But other than that, he was still breaking bones left and right. It wasn't until Gran Torino, who actually was able to teach him, that Midoriya developed Full Cowling, and that is his path to the future, That is his path. He had to divert from that path, against Muscular, but Full Cowling is his future with One for All. But that is not something that All Might taught him, and I think that's it. That this time, like, that, you could honestly argue, like, that should have been from the get-go. Like, from the beginning, that should have been All Might teaching him before he ever started, breaking bones and everything, and be like, okay, you need to learn how to spread it throughout your entire body. But he never taught him that. And it wasn't until Gran Torino that Midoriya actually learned that. So yes, so this is All Might finally accepting that he's kind of failed Midoriya up until now. That for 6 months he has failed Midoriya, but now he is going to devote himself solely into teaching Midoriya. Hopefully getting him up past 5%, making some progress there. It'd be nice, can I just say, it'd be nice if All Might taught him a few new smashes, because the most Midoriya ever does is Detroit and Delaware. That's it. It'd be nice if he got some more moves. Maybe he develops some of his own. There's 50 fucking states he needs to work with, We don't know if All Might has, made a move for all 50. If not, Midoriya could start making some moves, But, hey, Oklahoma Smash, New Hampshire, Midoriya should start learning all these, So yeah, that honestly makes me really excited to see where we're going to go with the remainder of the season, and also, I guess, into season 4 as well. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what is the dynamic going to be. Honestly, this is kind of a very big change to like the status quo of the show, where now All Might is going to be a major. Not that he wasn't a major player before, but, we've gone, several stretches of episodes where All Might just isn't there, Like, during the training camp and everything, All Might just not there. Now, he will be there. Ironically, now that he lost his power, he's going to be there more often, teaching Midoriya and teaching the rest of them as well, still as a, UA teacher, and we're also going to have the shift in dynamic where we're moving into dorms. That's just awesome, We're moving into the dorms. And that was the plan that Nezu brought up before they cut on that scene, when they were talking about how Bakugo had gotten kidnapped and everything. So that's pretty cool. All right. So let's go ahead and hop into the notes. The first thing I wrote down is the police. So this was interesting that the police are actually going to be taking a more proactive role in society. Interesting. Topical? No. But interesting that the police are, yes, they are going to be taking a more proactive role. And they're not just going to be, because for the most part, yeah, the police have kind of just been like, they show up after the heroes defeat the villains. They show up, clean up and stuff. It's like the police haven't done much other than, the biggest thing that the police have done on this show is the attack, the attack on the bar and everything, where, there are entire SWAT teams with the heroes, but you could even say again, that is still backup for the heroes, So I like that the police are going to be a bit more proactive. I'm definitely curious as to what that means. What are they going to be doing? We did get mention of Shimura's family. Man, that is sad. So, God, I want an entire show about her now. Like, I know last episode I was saying I want an entire show about young Toshinori and Shimura training him and stuff, which in all fairness we're already getting, because Midoriya is so much like him, so it's like it is basically that, but yeah, so Shimura, her husband died, and she put her son or her child into foster care, and she specifically told both Gran Torino and Toshinori to stay away from the child. Oh, that's sad. That is so sad, man. She didn't get to raise her own child, and then some other shit happened. More shit went down until eventually Tenko Shimura was born, shit went down, and then he was found by All for One and given the name Tomura Shigaraki. Which, by the way, and I think I brought this up a few episodes ago too, but is that to confirm that All for One's name is Shigaraki? That's his name, you know? Probably, but I don't know. They've never really addressed that. But yeah, so that was sad. So Shimura lost her husband and then put her child into foster care. That's so sad. Oh, I gotta watch this again. The Texas Smash. This was fucking funny. Oh yeah, we also had Endeavor being pissed. Endeavor is pissed that now, yeah, All Might has retired, so by default, Endeavor is the #1 hero. That is not, after everything he did, years and years of, of clawing his way to #2, marrying his wife and having a ton of children, having Shoto, who at this point is about 15. So 15 years of, prepping his successor to beat All Might, and then the man just fucking retires anyway. It's like, well, that's that. Like, well, he's gonna be pissed for quite a while. Okay, but I gotta see this again. I gotta see Midoriya with this, or All Might with this Texas Smash.
All Might!
You finally made it.
Are you okay?
It sure took you long enough.
All Might!
He's so sappy.
You made a promise.
So technically, I think that's the second time he name drops Texas Smash. Although, I think, when he fights Deku and Kacchan in the final exam, I'm pretty sure that is a Texas Smash that he did to destroy part of that city. But yeah, so he did a Texas. Now, okay, I don't get this. I thought the Texas Smash was supposed to be, just using the force of the wind, I thought a Detroit Smash was a, hit to the face, basically. I don't know. But that was hilarious, that he actually, he literally just decked Midoriya.
It took you long enough.
All Might!
Texas Smash.
And I love to, because he says Texas Smash. There is no wind or anything. He literally did not use One for All in the slightest in that hit. And Midoriya even says later, it's like, my cheeks stinged, but that it really didn't hurt. Like there was almost nothing behind that punch, But that was just hilarious that he actually punched Midoriya like that. Man, I'm glad that they got in, Midoriya and Kacchan fighting All Might before we lost him. Because, yeah, we're done. This guy, you will never see this guy again. It's all going to be Gangly Might. All bones. I love, too, when they say, it's like, I owe you a drink. And he's like, I can't drink. It's like, I don't know how All Might survives. The man doesn't have a stomach. He can't drink. He can't eat. I don't know how he survived all this time. Anyway. Rescue. I do like what he says, he's kind of mad, because, he hasn't seen Midoriya since before the training camp, and he says, after, everything, I tell you, don't fight, and you still fought, and finally, you came to the battlefield, and you didn't fight, thank God. Like, he was so proud of him. He is so proud of all of them, probably all 5 of them. I think he's proud of all 5 of them, that they did go to the battlefield. Midoriya, Todoroki, Kirishima, Ida, and Yaoyorozu. All 5 of them went to the battlefield. None of them fought. It was specifically a rescue, and he is so proud that the 5 of them finally friggin' learned. After everything that happened with the USJ, with Hosu, with, Midoriya encountering Shigaraki, and then the training camp, the 5 of them did not fight, and he is so thankful for that. It's like, oh, finally, you're learning. Finally. So, that was good. And then we got the plan. the big plan, which is we're going to be moving into dorms. God, that's going to be an interesting dynamic. You know, I'm sure Minetta's going to enjoy, I'm sure Minetta's going to enjoy being so close to those girls. Man, I feel like the girls have it a little easier because there's, like, what, 5 of them? I mean, unless, I guess they might be sharing dorms with Class 1B as well. But still, in Class 1A, there's only 5 girls, That means there's 15 guys that are all, like, does everyone get a room, or are there, like, bunk beds? I don't know how this works. How are they going to construct dorms, like, this quickly? Although I'm sure someone has a quirk for that. Hey, if you need construction, call Ochako's parents. Hey, there's a great idea. There we go. Call the Urarakas. But yeah, we are moving into dorms, and All Might and Aizawa had to go talk to all the parents to convince them, which was pretty interesting. Man, I do kind of wish we had seen all the parents, actually. Like, I wanted to see everyone, I wanted to see some, big dude with purple balls on his head or something, Oh my gosh. But yeah, so we saw 3 families. We saw Jiro's family, which, hey, Jiro's, up and walking around, which is good. She's all fine after the attack. So that's good. It was cool seeing her parents. And I like, the dad being kind of strict, but they're all like, they're immediately like, yeah, she can go to a dorm. It's fine. So yeah, I also like, it kind of seems like, the 2 of them, her and her father are the music heads, but she got her quirk from her mother, which is pretty interesting. See, I like that. I like seeing, because, after seeing, 2.5 seasons, basically, of seeing all these kids, I do kind of want to see what was the combination that got us these kids, And then we also got Bakugo's parents, which, again, sort of getting things from, getting a lot from the mother. Katsuki really does get a lot from his mother. He got his hair from his mother, and she was kind of nice, but he kind of gets her temper as well. It's just that he kind of, keeps the temper on all the time, whereas his mother, it was kind of like, just the temper against him, and I love too, she thwacks him and is like, you hit me again, I'll kill you, bam. It's like, damn, she takes none of his shit. I love that was perfect. And then I love just the nice guy dad that is there too. It's like, now, let's calm down, and the 2 of them start yelling at him. It's like, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I can definitely see it's, opposites attract. I'm pretty sure that's what happened with the dad. It's like, I'm pretty sure this man found a feisty young girl and then ended up having the most raging son ever. God, what a family. That was hilarious. But I love, too, even though Katsuki was the one who was taken by the villains, the 2 of them are all for UA. They're like, yeah, we trust you. After everything, it's like, no, we trust you. We know you can protect him. It's like, really? It's like, he's the one that was kidnapped by the villains. But, like she said, hey, we saw what you said on TV. We get it. You're watching him. You understand him, We trust you. So, I did like that. And then we got what was the remainder of the episode, which was Midoriya. Which I do like, All Might being like, oh, well, we gotta divide and conquer. I'll take Midoriya, you go on, and we'll meet back up. I like that. It does make me kind of wonder, like, man, what if Aizawa was there? I wonder how that would have changed. But it all worked out with just All Might. So yeah, and I love when when he goes there, and then they're both nervous that All Might is there.
Take this place, and you can move on to the next person we have to convince.
Oh, please come on inside. We're so honored.
Thank you.
I can't believe All Might is in our home.
Be cool, Mom. It's totally fine.
Aww. I love that. I love they're both they're both nervous that All Might is there, even though he is, you know, in his weakened form, you know? Like, she's meeting All Might, you know, after he can't use his muscle form, pretty much. So yeah, I like that. And I like him, you know, walking past Midoriya's room, which is basically a shrine to All Might, and he just looks past and he's like, huh. Yeah. It does make me wonder, though, you know, because we always say that, you know, All Might is a lot like, or Deku is a lot like All Might, you know, when he was young. People constantly say that, especially Gran Torino. It does make me wonder, though, if he kind of looks in, it's like, oh, he sees that Midoriya has, like, a shrine, basically, to All Might. You know, he has all this stuff about All Might in his room. Does kind of make me wonder if he looks at it and it's like, I did the same shit. Like, I wonder if you go back and you go to young Toshinori's room, if there's just a shrine to Shimura. I would love that. God, that would be hilarious. Again, I want to see that dynamic, man. I want to see the dynamic between the two of them. Because you have to assume, you know, because Toshinori did not know about One for All, he must have been the biggest fucking fan of Shimura, and that's how this started, you know? That's how it happened, you know? So it does make me wonder. God, I want to see the fucking dynamic between the two of them. And yeah, that must be kind of weird, you know? It's like, oh, this 15-year-old boy has a shrine to this grown woman. It's like, well, that can happen either one of two ways. Either it's the wholesome way, like how Midoriya has a kind of shrine to All Might, or it's like Mineta and it's just not. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the wholesome route. I'm gonna assume that Toshinori was not like Mineta at all. I mean, I've probably, even just suggesting this, I've probably brought down heresy upon myself. So, yeah. Sorry. What else do we got? But yeah. So, All Might did say that he wants Deku to be the future symbol of peace, and now he is completely committed to being his teacher. And because of that, that has convinced, isn't her name Inko? Inko Midoriya? We never see his dad. I think a couple of you guys have said, like, it's implied that he, like, works overseas or something. But yeah, we never see Midoriya's father. So, I don't know. I'm sure someone ships Midoriya's mom with All Might or something. So, I'll just assume that. But yeah. So yeah. He was going to be a complete teacher in the way he hasn't been. So that's pretty cool. The last thing I wrote down is reliance. So that is interesting what All For One is saying, that yeah, now, you know, Shigaraki, he's on his own, but he's ready to be on his own, and this will make him better. Whereas with Midoriya, you know, he has All Might still with him, you know? Which I guess that's the thing, is that's what happened with All Might, is that, you know, when Shimura died, he was kind of on his own. He had Gran Torino, yeah, but he was kind of on his own. He had to become reliant, and he became the number one hero because of it. It does make sense, but at the same time, you know, it's not like All Might can really do anything other than just teach, you know? Midoriya does sort of have to be reliant on himself because All Might can't really do anything, you know? He can't be the hero anymore, so I don't know. But it was interesting, definitely very interesting. Really enjoyed this episode, and I'm very curious to see where we are going next time. So yeah, that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of My Hero Academia reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.